The following program is brought to you in part by Time Warner Cable and the Madison County School System. This program is sponsored by JACKE BURFORD Chevrolet, State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goebel, Luxury Pets in Richmond, Equipment Sales and Rentals, Lexington, Tatum Enterprises, Neil Burns Fitness Center, 305 Jerry Lane, ScenicCabin.com, Richmond Tourism, Time Warner Cable, Madison County Schools, First Gear, Pro Signs, Faith Created Assembly of God Church, and Rosenbaum Communications.
Welcome to MadisonCountySchoolSports.com.
MCS TV and Madison County Sports.com present your look at local school sports. Oh, there you go. You got time. Go right. Taylor goes up and under. Nice. Oh, there you go. You got time. Go right.
Welcome back to MadisonCountySchoolSports.com. I'm Samantha Burford. Here today, we have a wonderful guest with us, Robert Lador. He is the Madison Central head track and field coach. Welcome, Coach.
Thank you.
Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Giving up your time, of course, to talk about track and field. I'm sure that this is a sport that, lots of sports that you like talking about. I mean, it's not just one sport. You guys got many with track and field.
Yeah, there's a lot of events in there. It's sprinting, distance running, throwing, jumping, vaulting, hurdling, so lots of things.
So I'm assuming you make them train year-round.
Well,
Keep
actually,
them busy.
Yeah, well, as long as they stay busy, I'm happy.
Right.
Most track athletes are dual sport athletes, so they play
Okay.
soccer, basketball. Of course, we have cross country. Most of my distance runners run cross country.
Right.
Wrestling, so they stay busy. We don't necessarily train track specific all year round, but we do start weightlifting as early as November, so.
Well, I guess you kind of have to,
Yep,
right?
yep.
And you're okay with that. I mean,
Yeah.
when you have a school like Madison Central, you know, some of the best athletes do many different athletic events.
Oh,
So-
sure. Yeah, well, I support them being involved in other things. It keeps them busy and me busy. Of course, like I said, during the fall, I'm cross-country focused, so I'm not even thinking about track really
Right.
up until the end of November. So if they're doing something and training, I'm happy.
Yeah, as long as they're staying physical
Yep.
and keeping busy.
Yep.
And staying out of trouble.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? And
Yes.
keeping their grades up. You,
So
you
that-
can just
yes,
keep
all those
naming
things.
them off.
Yes.
All right, well, you guys have had a fantastic season, so let's just dig right into the season. Let's start out. Let's just talk about your opening track meet.
Well, we have two seasons. We have an indoor season and an outdoor season.
Okay, see, a lot of people probably don't know that.
Yeah, there's not many indoor tracks even in Lexington or Kentucky, really.
Okay.
UK has an indoor facility, and then there's
Right.
one in Mason County, and those are really it.
Okay.
So we raced at UK's indoor facility a couple of times, and we raced at the Mason County indoor facility a couple of times. So we race January and February, and half of March is all indoor racing.
Wow, so now how do those go?
Well, they're a little bit different. You can't fit a full-size track in the indoor places, so they're smaller tracks, and so they don't generally yield great times because they're tight turns and small tracks, but we want to get exposed to the best competition as we can, and
Okay.
we know the top programs compete in those months, January, February, March.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's a good beginner, I
Yeah.
guess.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a good way to start and get some basic time knowledge and
Yeah, it lets us know kind of where the kids are early in the season so I can base training
Yeah.
around that.
Now, do you recruit? I'm sure you go to middle schools and look at some of those students coming up as far as the freshmen coming in.
Yeah, I never stop recruiting. So
You don't?
no, I even recruit at church. So I mean, it happens everywhere.
You kind of have to,
No,
right?
I do. It's a big program. You know, we have typically about 80 to 100 kids per year.
Good, you answered my
Yeah,
next question
so-
because I really wasn't sure how big the program was.
It's gotten as big as over 100. We've gotten as small as 70, so it fluctuates between there. This year, I think we carried 85 for the most of the
Is
season.
it pretty equal, men to women?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
We pretty much carry between 40 and 45 boys and girls any given
Okay.
year. So
All right. Now, do they practice at the same time? Because
They
some
do.
people may not know this. I didn't know if you have to keep them separate, or do you practice them all together?
I always try to keep them separate as much as possible. Anyone who knows me would say that they know that, but we do
Yeah.
practice simultaneously. It's a challenge at times, you know, working out boys and girls. I'm the only coach that trains boys and girls at the same time. No other sport, you know, really does that. And
Right,
so
as far as basketball or...
it's all
Yeah.
separate, so I have to train them together. We travel together, so
Yeah.
it becomes complicated at times. But I like it. I like both groups. I can't choose one group as a favorite over the other. So
Yeah.
for me, it's good. I get to see both. The distance kids are used to it because we also train together cross country, so
Okay.
they're kind of used to that too. So they kind of set the tone, and
Yeah.
the boys and girls learn how to train by each other.
Do you have a favorite event? Is there one that, like, in your past seasons that, like, you go, okay, this is my favorite?
Well,
I
my
look forward
personal
to
track
this.
history is in hurdles, so I hurdled in high school.
Well, there you go.
So I spend a lot of time with the hurdlers. During the season, of course, I have several assistant coaches, and they all have a specialty. So we have a pole vaulting coach, a throws coach, a jumping coach,
Okay.
you know, things like that. So I spend time with the sprinters mostly, and then with the hurdlers during track season.
Okay. So how many coaches did you say you had?
7.
Assistants? 7,
Yeah.
that's a lot.
Yeah, we have a big staff.
That's kind of like basketball. They have a big staff
Yeah,
as well.
and the
so-
majority of my coaches are volunteer, so they're unpaid. They just love the sport. They give their time. They love the kids. So I'm lucky to have such a great
That's
staff.
incredible.
Yeah, it's really, really
They
special.
really do. You
Yeah.
got to really have the love for the game, the sport,
Mhm.
and a love for what they're doing. A
Yeah.
love for those students
Yeah.
too. Wow, that's impressive.
It's nice.
Okay, well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come right back, we'll get more in depth of the season, and then we got to talk about reaching, of
No,
course. That's
yeah.
what everybody's waiting on, right?
Right,
And,
yes.
and the state meet.
Right.
So, okay, we'll be right back, Coach.
Great.
We'll be right back with more MadisonCountySchoolSports.com.
This program is sponsored by Jack Burford Chevrolet, State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goebel, Luxury Pets in Richmond, Equipment Sales and Rentals, Lexington, Tatum Enterprises, Neil Burns Fitness Center, 305 Jerry Lane, ScenicCabin.com, Richmond Tourism, Time Warner Cable, Madison County Schools, First Gear, Pro Signs, Faith Created Assembly of God Church, and Rosenbaum Communications.
According to the Centers for Disease Control, the definition of binge drinking is having 5 drinks over the course of 2 hours. When done excessively, this may eventually lead to memory loss, unwanted pregnancy, and sexually transmitted diseases, cancer, excessive vomiting, alcohol poisoning, and possibly death.
Nathan, can you hear me?
If you don't want to swallow any of this, chances are the next tube you put in your mouth won't be a good time. For more information on binge drinking, please visit the Centers for Disease Control website at www.cdc.gov.
Oh, there you go. You got time. Go right.
Welcome back to MadisonCountySchoolSports.com. I'm Samantha Burford, here with Madison Central head track and field coach Robert Lador. I do want to say thank you to Jack Burford Chevrolet. They are our official coaches sponsor. So we do want to give a big shout out to them. They give us all this facility. We have like our own little program studio
it's pretty
set up
cool.
here. So we do thank them for that. All right, Coach, let's just get right into the season, because I know you guys had a fantastic season like we said earlier. So do you have a favorite? Like, did you have a favorite meet, track event this season?
Well, track is like an Olympic style sport. You know, we train for 6 months for one day.
Okay.
And that's really it. And the one day for us is region. It's the stepping stone to the state meet.
Right.
You have to qualify for the state meet
Okay.
through region. So it doesn't matter what you do all season.
All season long.
You have to do it on that regional night to get to state meet. So
if you get a time at a certain meet, does that time count?
No.
So you have to get that time again once you get
it has
to
to
the
be
region
at the
meet.
regional meet. So we train all year for that one day, which
Yeah.
puts a lot of stress on the athletes too. You know,
Yeah,
they
what
have
if
to
they're
perform
sick
that night.
or something happens,
Something
injured?
happens and anything. So region is my focus through the year. We did go to a lot of more high-profile meets this year. We went up to Louisville to a meet, the Eastern Relays, which it's one of the more premier track meets in this whole part of the country. Really, it brings in teams from Ohio, Indiana, Tennessee, West Virginia, Michigan.
Wow.
Everyone comes
Good
down to
competition.
Louisville. Great competition, and we were blessed to break a lot of school records there. Have a lot of great times there.
Yeah.
We took away an individual victory there. Marissa Stewart won the triple jump at that meet against all that competition. So it was just a really positive thing. We had really fast times. So that was a great meet for us individually.
Right.
And that's what track really
impressive.
is. It's individual. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Throughout the season, it's individual times and marks that you're trying to do.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to the region, now it's time that you have to perform. Yeah.
Well, and we've talked to many of Madison Central's coaches, and they all talk about how they all try to compete against bigger schools, more impressive athletes, because they want their students to be prepared. They don't want them to show up at the region or the state meet and be overwhelmed. So this is very similar to that. I mean,
It is.
You guys all function.
And also, track has a
similar.
unique component to it where track is all offense. There is no defense. No one tries to stop us from doing our best. And so when you compete against good competition, it will help you get fast times and good marks. But really, at the end of the day, our true competitor is the stopwatch and the ruler. You know, we're just trying to jump as high and far as possible, throw as far as possible, run as fast as possible. And you can do that against good competition or no competition. At the regional meet, you have to win.
Yeah.
Or be runner-up to go to the state meet. So.
And a lot of athletes like that. I mean, it's black and white.
Yes.
It's different than dancing or cheerleading competitions where it's judged.
Right.
I mean, it's black or white. You get the time or you get the score or you don't.
It's hard to argue. There's no
Yeah.
officials to blame, calls on.
Right.
Like I said, no one's trying to stop you from doing your best. It's
Except
more
yourself,
Of a, that's
maybe.
it. It's just a showcase of talent, really. So.
Do you find that challenging as far as the athlete perspective? It's usually, it's a very individual, it's a team sport, but it's very individual.
It has two components on it, which I prefer. I like the idea that an athlete can take their season in their own hands. They can train themselves and know that a teammate can't screw it up for them. Unless they're on a relay. Maybe in the relay.
Right.
But for the most part, if you are your own athlete, you train. You can have your individual success. You can have team success too. But there are team sports where your teammates, if they don't succeed and you don't win, you don't get those personal accolades. And so I
Right.
like that for track. And but it is challenging to train the kids to be mentally disciplined and tough, and they have to be focused on that day.
Right.
They can't take a day off on that day. So.
That is true.
But I do like not to have officials to blame. A lot of coaches have officials and judges to blame.
Yeah.
We don't really have that. So it's really, if a
Yeah.
kid gets beat, you just got beat, and
Well,
that's
it's
all
very
there is
similar
to
to
it.
swimming.
Yep.
I mean,
Yes,
it's
very
black
similar.
or white.
Yep.
Is you get the time or you don't.
True.
All right, let's talk about region. Let's just dig right into region, because I know you guys had a fantastic day.
Yeah.
Or how many days? Is it just
It's a
the
one day. Yep.
Okay.
There
That's
were
what I
times
thought.
in
I
the
wanted to
past
make
where
sure
it
I
was
was
2
correct.
days, but yeah, this is
Okay.
a one-day region. We really are as far as the girls go, we are the powerhouse in our region.
Now tell us who's in your region.
We are the more northern of the schools. There's Jessamine County schools in our region,
Okay.
and then it's mostly schools from down south. So Pulaski County schools, Whitley County schools, Harlan County. So some out east. We are the more premier team
Okay.
in our region on the girls' side. We've won a region 5 years in a row.
That's great.
Yeah, and so it's something the girls pretty much expected. They train to win, mind you, but they expect to win, so the girls kind of set their goals every year is really on the state meet.
Okay.
This year we won by 183 points, where in track and field that is just
Impressive.
a huge margin. Yes.
Yes.
So the girls won handedly this year. I think we took first or second place in every single event, except for maybe just the high jump. I think that was it. So
That's
the girls
incredible.
just dominated this year, won all 4 relays, and just sent, I think, 19 girls to the state meet qualified.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how about the boys?
With the boys, it's really a 2-school region. Even though there's 11 schools in the region, Pulaski County has a very rich tradition. They have a very talented boys track program, and then there's our program. So it's really us two battling it out. This year, it was going to be a very close battle. We relied heavily on a lot of our big-time runners. They just performed very well that night, and we won by 23 points. And
Close.
which was more than I even thought it would be, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it would be a lot closer than that.
5 or 10 points.
Yeah. So we
Yeah.
just we had a great day. Everyone on our team outperformed the competition.
Let's do some basics really quick for
Mm-hmm.
those of us that haven't done track and field in a very long time, or those that may not know a lot about this sport. Just start us off by telling us, is there, like, if someone's in a let's just say a 50, is like that the only event they can compete in, or are they required to do other events throughout the day?
All competitors are limited to 4 events. You can compete up to 4 individual events.
Okay.
You can't compete more than that. The scoring as far as point wise goes, 10 points to the winner, 8, 6, 5,
Okay.
4, 3, 2, 1, and so you're allowed those 4 events, and that's how the scoring goes. And
Okay. But if someone runs, they can also do long jump
sure.
or high jump
Oh
or
yeah,
whatever.
we have
So
many
typical.
multi-talented
Okay.
athletes who.
So you don't find someone that they go, okay, this is all I want to do.
At times, we have specialists. We
Okay.
have, because we're blessed with such a large team, we can have a kid only do shot put or pole vault or hurdles or something like that.
Okay.
Because we have such a big team, I can spread that around and get more people involved.
Yeah.
And then we also have lots of athletes who run the maximum 4 events every meet.
Okay.
Because they're, fast enough and talented enough to
That
do
they
all
can
that.
do that.
Yeah.
Now, do relays, are they included in the 4 events?
That counts. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so a relay counts as an event for you towards your 4.
Okay. Now, I'm assuming that really rallies the team. I mean, relays have to be the most fun.
Everyone loves the relays.
Yeah.
They love watching the relays.
Yeah.
It's something about it is the one true team component of track. You are part of a tiny little group of team, and it's something about passing the baton and everything like that. All track meets begin with a relay and end with a relay.
Okay.
And we have kind of team policy where we want everyone to really get together and cheer for that very last relay, and we always get the best times in that relay, and our girls run really best, our boys run great.
Yeah.
It's just something about the whole team gets behind you. So relays are exciting.
They are fun, aren't
You don't
they?
get more points for winning a relay as you do an individual event, though. So
Oh, you don't?
No, so the points are the same.
Okay.
So it takes some tactics. Sometimes I will look at my team and realize that I get the same number of points if I win by a lot or if I just barely win.
Okay.
So I might save some of my top athletes and not run them in a relay because I have other athletes who can still win and get some more kids involved
Yeah.
in a meet. So I do that sometimes.
And I'm assuming there is a special lineup that you have to do. I mean, do you ever switch it out and go, okay, I want her to go third, or I want her to go first, or?
We typically try to keep the same thing so the girls
Same
build some
throughout the
continuity
season.
with each other so they know how to do passes and handoffs. It's very meticulous. It's a
Right.
timing thing.
Yes.
You wouldn't want to just throw a relay together. We practice handoffs almost on a daily basis throughout the entire
Yeah.
season because it's something that can go wrong. If
Yes.
you drop the baton or if you hand off the baton outside of a 20-meter exchange zone that you have to pass it between, you'll get disqualified and the whole team will get disqualified then. So, we don't want that to happen. So we do dedicate a lot of time to that training.
Right.
But I try to keep the same
Yeah,
relays
throughout the
usually.
whole season.
Typically.
Now, let's go into state. Do you want to go right
Sure,
into
yeah.
that?
Yeah,
All
that's
right,
great.
let's talk about it.
It was we went to the state meet, of course. There are some powerhouse programs in the state of Kentucky that are just on a totally different level.
And where was state this year?
University of Kentucky.
Is it always there, or
Nope.
do they change it?
This was the first year it's been there since I've been coaching. Every other year before that's been at Louisville.
Okay.
So I think they're trying
Closer,
to.
that's nice.
I liked it.
They got to sleep in their own beds.
That's true. And
It's better.
And I liked to. I liked UK. It's a cozier track facility. You can kind of see everything. At Louisville, the shot put and discus arena is almost 2 blocks away.
Oh.
So if you're at the track, you cannot even see your throwers, which is a shame because I want to
Yeah.
watch those kids, and but you have to
you
walk
can't
2
leave.
full blocks.
I would assume you just probably let your shot put coach just handle it.
He stays there, but I do still
back and
run out
forth?
there, yeah, as best I can, But this year was better because I could see everyone, be with the kids and everything like that. So I liked it there. We were in a position as a team to have individuals have great success, which I was happy for. Again, my first year coaching, we had nobody score points or medal at the state meet. And so
Wow.
now, this year we had, about 8 or 10. So I mean, it was just great.
That's got to warm your heart. That's
Yeah.
got to make you feel great. I mean, that's what you move towards, and every year you just hope, okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to keep getting more and more points on the board.
Right. So it's a great atmosphere, and you really get to see what those next level athletes are. You get exposed to a lot of fast kids, a lot
Yeah.
of great talent, some of the best kids, not in the state, but even in the nation. There are
Yeah.
top 10 national athletes in Kentucky competing in sprints and distance and things like that from,
Yeah.
like I said, these schools. St. Xavier has a storied distance program, and they win cross-country state a lot. And
Yeah.
so you get to see those kids, and you get to expose your kids to that talent, and it helps make them better athletes.
Well, I don't even have a student running or any of the track and field events, but I knew about it. You guys did a great job on social media. I mean, you guys were out there. Parents were putting it out there, celebrating, saying, come support our team. And it was fabulous. I don't know if you had any part of that, but parents were really behind you.
It's important to use social media to promote the program and the
Yeah.
kids. The days of listening to your name on the announcements are over. Those kids
Yeah.
would rather have you take a picture and put it on Twitter or Instagram and give them that kind of public attention. Of course, I do want to thank Richmond Register. They've done a great job covering
Yes.
our team, and they've sent their photographers to a lot of our
Yeah.
meets, and they interview me a lot. At the end of track meets, I always get a phone call from them and
Yes.
getting, a piece. They've done great
They have
things
a
with the
wonderful
kids.
sports department
Well,
here in
they
our
just did a great job
community.
giving us a lot of attention. So
Isn't that nice?
It is.
Because, most people, everybody knows that basketball, football, those are
Right.
the main events that, bring a lot of money into the school program,
Right.
into athletics. And so it's nice that they're willing to help promote, all the other sports.
And it's an atmosphere. You build a tradition in a town, and then pretty soon people know your school as a track school. Then parents want their kids to be part of track, and then
Right.
it builds notoriety.
Recruiting.
But it takes exposure for that to happen. So
Right.
we're thankful for
Very lucky.
Richmond Register and things like this. Thankful for you all.
Yeah.
All this stuff helps.
Well, you're very welcome. We're going
Yeah.
to take another quick break. When we get back, let's talk about your seniors and any other top athletes that you guys,
Great.
I know you got a big team. We can't name off all of them. We
Right.
could probably list them all if you want, but we can't, we might be here for 2 days if
No,
we
you're
talked
not
about
kidding.
every single one
Right.
of them. So, all right, Coach. We'll be right back with MadisonCountySchoolSports.com.
This program is sponsored by Jack Burford Chevrolet, State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goebel, Luxury Pets in Richmond, Equipment Sales and Rentals, Lexington, Tatum Enterprises, Neil Burns Fitness Center, 305 Jerry Lane, ScenicCabin.com, Richmond Tourism, Time Warner Cable, Madison County Schools, First Gear, Pro Signs, Faith Created Assembly of God Church, and Rosenbaum Communications.
Hello everyone, I'm Madison County School Superintendent Elmer Thomas, and I want to thank you for watching Madison County School Sports Television.
Follow Madison County School Sports Television on Twitter, or like us on Facebook, MCS TV, and of course, watch all of our videos on YouTube.
Oh, there you go. You got time. Go right.
Welcome back to MadisonCountySchoolSports.com. I'm Samantha Burford, here with Madison Central head track and field coach. I started just say track. See,
It's okay.
It's track and field. So we
Right.
got to get it all in there.
Correct.
Robert Lador, thanks for joining us
Thanks for
again.
having me.
We want to thank our sponsor, Jack Burford Chevrolet, for allowing us to have our coaches show here. They got it all laid out for us. So see, it's like our own little studio. Your coach's studio right
right.
here. So every year we'll just keep coming back.
That's fine by me.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so Do you have any special, we cannot name all 100 kids, so do you have any kids that you really want to talk about? And I hate to call them kids, they're not kids. Let's call them student athletes.
Right, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, of course, I'm always wanting to focus on my seniors.
Yeah.
And so...
You had a lot of them.
I did, yeah. We had 12 seniors on the program this year, and there are some underclassmen who are very talented, so I do have some very talented
Well, we can
kids,
name them off first.
even at all different levels. I would hesitate to name so many of them because I
Yeah,
would
you
be
don't wanna
afraid
leave
that I would
anybody
forget
out.
some. But we've got, as far as freshmen goes, we have a boy named Jabari Hughley, and he's a football kid too, but he's the
Yeah.
region champion in the 100-meter dash as a
Wow.
freshman. So that was really good for him.
Yeah.
We
I'd
had,
say the new football coach will love that.
He'll be happy to have him. We have another freshman named Keenan Miller, and he was just a fantastic kid this year. Did long jump with us.
Yeah.
First time jumped over 21 feet, which is a great mark for a boy, and
Yeah.
he ran a lot of sprints for us. He did a great job. So
Yeah.
we're really happy to have the freshman boys that we have, and we look forward to building up with them. Our sophomore class is kind of a power class for us. We have a lot of great sophomores.
Yeah.
Brennan Fields is one of the more
Yeah.
successful distance runners in the state as a sophomore. He set a personal best time this year in the 2 mile, 9 minutes, 21 seconds.
Yes,
Yeah,
wow.
so that averages about 440.
And aren't you excited? He's just a sophomore.
Oh, it's great.
So
Yeah,
you've
he's
got
a
2 more good years.
Great kid, hard worker. He's
Yeah.
surrounded by a whole bunch of other great distance kids we have that are all sophomores. Griffin Sexton, Ivana Sabino. We have Melanie and Julia Manning, twin sisters. Just all of them make up the big bulk of our distance program, and they're all sophomores. So it's exciting that we'll have them for a few more
Wow,
years.
so you got a big sophomore class.
Yeah. Another sophomore, a girl for us, she won 2 medals at the state meet, Alexis Connor. She's a hurdler, so she
Yes.
runs the 100 hurdles and the 300-meter hurdles.
And so you probably get a lot of radio press time with her as well, I would guess.
Oh, yeah,
because
it's
of
great
her
having
dad.
Sean Hamilton. He does all the announcing at our track meets, and we
That's
love having
right.
him do all that. So that's an added bonus.
Actually, love it.
Like I said, we've had school records this year broken by Raven Kane. She's a shot put and discus girl. She's a junior.
Okay.
First time coming out, really doing anything track, and she broke our school discus record.
Wow.
That was just
You've
fantastic.
had a lot of records broken
We
this
did,
year.
and again, I want to make sure that everyone knows that the records that we're aware of that even exist at Madison Central come to us from an outside agency. There's no one at Madison Central that really kept records for all the years, and I know
Before you?
before me, and before anybody. I've spoken to coaches in the past. I really
Okay.
wanted to get some integrity on these records,
Right.
and no one really kept any records, and so we
Yeah.
rely on the state. So the KHSA has an entity that keeps records of things, and we just rely on them. So
Well,
these
that's
records
nice,
that I
though.
say, maybe someone at home is saying, I ran better than that, but I wouldn't know about it. So
Right. So we got to go with what we know.
Right, and so yeah, we just had great performances out of a lot of kids. We had Sam Jones. He's a junior. He got 3rd place in the state for discus, so that's a second-team All-State honor.
Wow.
For him. So
Yeah.
just a great job. But like I said, if I had to focus on one group specifically, for me, I'd want to focus on the seniors.
Yes. So let's talk about the seniors.
Great.
We've got some here with us today.
We do.
We'll bring them in here in a minute, but let's talk about them. I'm sure you had to get excellent leadership from them. They're a great group of kids.
I do. My 2 senior captains are Marissa Stewart and Mason Crump, and she's over the girls and Mason's over the boys, and I rely a lot on them. And of course, Anna Knox is also a senior captain for us. She's another senior. They give me a lot of great leadership. I can trust them. I try to run my program with giving them some kind of ownership over their training. So the senior captains lead warm-ups and stretches. Coaches don't lead that. So oftentimes I come out for practice, I'll take attendance, and then they will just start warming up, and I may take care of some business that I need to take care of, but I'm really hands-off
You
there.
trust them.
Yeah, I trust them to do that.
Yeah.
So I'm thankful for that kind of leadership that I have with them.
That's incredible. That is good. You need that.
Yes.
That's what seniors are there
That's
for.
what I'm saying. So they
That's
do a
what you
great
gotta
job.
have.
And they do even the little things. The senior captains stay on the bus when we come back from meets, and they pick up trash on the bus after the kids. They clean out the buses. They do
Now,
a lot
that's
of great stuff.
impressive.
It's very impressive. They're a great group of kids. They maintain very good grades. They're very respectful. I've never heard a bad thing about them from teachers or discipline problems. So
Yeah. You're
I'm
very lucky.
Very lucky to have such a great group.
But I think you've just got a great group of kids. And you know what? It all falls back on you as well. And your assistants.
And my assistants.
I mean, I think you got to have good leadership. So kudos to you,
Thank you.
right?
And
I'm
to
going
my
to give you a
assistants, I
pat on the
appreciate it.
back. How
Yeah.
about that? Somebody's got to, right?
Somebody does.
It's got to start with leadership, and it works its way down.
And I've got
So,
great coaches too, again.
good
So
too
like
for
I
you.
said, with throws, hurdles, jumps, distance, sprints. One person can't be at all places at all
Right.
times. So I have incredible coaches. Some of my coaches, Mark Brooks, he's a volunteer. He was a parent of a former athlete of mine, and he just hung around and kept
Loves
coaching.
it.
He was a former thrower at UK, so he had some collegiate experience. James Matuse is a household name among cross country. He's a former All-American runner from EKU,
Yeah.
and he coaches. We just have a whole bunch of coaches like that who are just passionate. They love the group. They love
Yeah.
the kids, and so
You guys
I do
are
have
lucky.
I do have great kids, and it's a reflection of great coaches. For
Right.
Sure.
I totally agree with you. So do we want to talk about, let's go where you want to talk. What do you want to?
I'll talk about the boys. A couple
Okay.
of boy seniors that I really like to mention. We had, even though we had several boy seniors on the team this year, only 2 of them competed at the regional level. Mason Crump and Chandler Payne.
Right.
Chandler's a pole vaulter, and he's a pole vaulter only. That's all he does for us.
Okay.
Pole vaulting is a very unique sport. It takes a lot of specific dedication. You definitely can't be a state level pole vaulter and spend time training in other areas.
Right.
So he specializes just in that. He's a 13-foot pole vaulter, so he vaults over 13 feet. That's a school record.
Wow.
It's
That's
very high up in the
incredible.
air. It's very high. If you stand there and watch it, pole vaulting
And
is
you're
one
like
of the
this.
more.
It's like, hello.
It's just a beautiful event to watch the kids bend
Yeah.
the pole and get catapulted up in the air. They're upside down.
Yeah.
They have to contort their body in midair, not knock
Thank
over the
you.
bar.
That's the word I was going to
Yes.
use because that's impressive.
Yeah, so it takes a lot of skill and strength and fearlessness.
Yes.
And
flexibility.
And flexibility. And those things describe Chandler really. He's a fearless competitor, and he's very intense, and that's what it takes to be a great pole vaulter.
And
he
you
is
said
a great
he's a
one.
senior.
He is a senior. He's going to the University of Louisville. Their standards for pole vault for boys are, I think, 15 feet. And so maybe another kid would have said, well, I guess I'm done, but I think he's going to keep training with a personal private pole vaulting
Wow.
trainer to
And
try
get
to walk
better.
on. He's going to try to walk onto that
incredible.
program.
Good
So
for him.
I agree.
That's excellent. And we want to talk about Mason Crump.
Mason, it's amazing. It's only his second year of track. He played baseball
Wow.
his freshman and sophomore
Yes.
year, and so he came out as a junior, set a very high standards for himself, and he basically achieved all of them. He ran his mile personal best 4 minutes and 23 seconds, and he did that at the state meet. Got 4th place in state, and so that's second team All State honors.
Yeah.
And he was just a wrecking ball this year on the track, setting incredible times. He received a scholarship to Eastern Kentucky University for cross country and track.
Yes.
What a lot of people don't realize, Eastern Kentucky men's cross country is kind of the hidden jewel of Richmond. Nationally, they're ranked 15 in the nation for
A lot of
men's
people
cross
don't
country.
know
A lot of
that.
people don't realize how
Yeah.
impressive EKU is for men's distance program.
Right.
Coach Erdman is a Hall of Fame distance coach, and he routinely every year is training kids who compete against the best runners in the nation.
Right.
And so Mason's going to be part of that prestigious program on
That's
scholarship, and so
incredible.
we were very proud and happy to have him part of
Yes.
that. We're happy that he's close to home, but
Yeah.
the training that he's going to receive there is next level, so we're really proud about
Now
that.
I've got a little question. Do your student athletes, do they ever go, I mean, we're blessed to have EKU athletics here. So do they ever go up, and you guys ever as a team go up, watch their track events, or?
Well, they typically don't host meets here in
Here.
Richmond. Yeah, they
Okay, they
travel
have
for
to
most of their
travel.
meets.
Okay.
They practice around the
That's a bummer.
similar times as us. Yeah, so we would like to see it.
And it's during the same season,
yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's around the same time. We did go to UK for a high school invitational earlier in the year.
Okay.
My mindset was I wanted to get the kids acclimated to the place where the state meet would be, and it was a high school and college meet combined.
Okay.
And so we got to see collegiate athletes from UK and Arkansas and Florida and Illinois, all these Big Ten SEC schools. So we did get to see collegiate running, and EKU was there.
Yes.
So we got to see a whole bunch of athletes that
With
are
the
just
coaches and that kind
out of this
the
world.
bonus.
Oh yeah, it was
Well,
awesome.
and I know my children have gone to the EKU soccer games
Mm-hmm.
and different things like that, as being on soccer teams, whether not at the high school level, but at middle school
Right.
levels, and they enjoy that. It,
Oh,
it
yeah.
gives them something to look and aspire to.
Sure.
So
You definitely see what it takes to become a next level athlete.
Exactly.
And I would say in track, almost more than any other sport, this is my opinion, but the gap between high school and collegiate track is gigantic.
Yes.
Most collegiate track athletes are all the state champions from the high school. These are not, you can't be a mediocre high school track athlete and run collegiately.
And get
It
a
just doesn't work
collegiate.
that way. So,
Right.
because their next level is Olympics. There's
Wow.
So when you think about that, when you go to a collegiate track meet, they're training to run in the Olympics. That's what they train for and
Yes.
towards. And so it's just a whole nother level. They're not competing against other schools. They're training to compete against other nations.
Right.
That's their ultimate goal.
Do you find the recruiting process easier when the Summer Olympics are going on? Because, I mean, they give track and field a lot of press and a lot of TV time. So, I mean, we enjoy watching it.
Everyone does. We love watching Summer Olympics. I think, what the bigger recruiting thing that has helped us just here in the last 2 years we've noticed is having our facilities at Madison Central.
Okay.
Before the track was not runnable, and
Yes.
we had to practice off-site at Caudle's Middle School, and that was kind of hard to bus our kids and transport
Yes.
there for daily practice.
But now you've got this new beautiful facility.
And it's helped out a lot, so it's been a blessing for us to have a track that we can call our own, that we
Right.
can host meets. We hope to host a regional meet next year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've put a bid in for that, and I think we'll probably get it, so
Yeah.
that'll be exciting. But it's just, I think that's helped more than anything, having our place to call our own.
Right. Well, and they're very protective of that.
Yes.
You can't walk on it. Let's stay on the path.
We want to take care of it.
And it should be.
Yeah.
It is very.
It's beautiful.
It is gorgeous. That whole facility is, and it should be.
Right.
Well deserved. And I mean, I think it's fantastic for you guys.
Yeah.
You're right. I hadn't thought about how that's a good recruiting
It's
tool.
helped a lot.
And you get all these kids that come to the football games, and so they see this and
Yeah.
want to be out there on it. So
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic.
It's wonderful.
Is there anything else? Do we want to talk about next year's schedule? Is it very similar to this year's schedule, or do you change it up?
Well, the schedule depends on the schools that are hosting when they want to have their own meets, and so I do have
Okay.
to wait until they release that.
Okay.
Of course, I am now shifted into cross country, so
Right.
I'm really not thinking about track at all. As soon as this
Right.
interview is over, I'll probably be Madison Central cross country minded
Yeah, you
until
got
November.
lots of different hats
Yes,
you
I do.
put on.
But
Teacher,
and coach and
Yes.
But but next year, we follow the same kind of formula. We weight lift from November until January or February, pretty
Okay.
regular, while we run as much as we can when the weather cooperates.
Right.
And we do a lot of conditioning and core and agility work. And then we start our outdoor season in March, and then we pretty much compete every week through May. And
Wow.
that's pretty standard, so
Okay.
I might
That's
take,
a lot.
It is a lot. I might take off a week or two to focus just on training.
Okay.
But for the most part, we will have a meet at least once a week, sometimes twice.
Right.
And so that formula follows the same thing.
Right.
I don't want to forget about my senior girls. We
No,
got
we're
talk
going to
about
bring
those
them
boys.
on. We'll take a quick break and we'll get them all situated.
Great.
Is there anything else that have we missed anything?
I mean, people who come to track meets really, when they come, they say there's always something to watch. It's so exciting.
Yeah.
So I would love for as many people to come out to our track meets as possible. We charge very low. It's only a $2 gate
Oh,
for
there
a
you
community, so anyone can come out, and there's just always something to watch. There's always something going on. Track meets are very exciting to watch.
Yeah.
So I mean, I would
Do
love
you
for
need
as many people to come out.
sponsors or?
We're working on that with our
Okay.
athletic director. I think he might have some contracts in the way to have some sponsors. So
Good.
But we always need money, if that's what you're asking.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, haven't met a coach yet that doesn't
Yeah, right.
need it,
Everyone
right?
needs it.
I mean,
Right.
So, do you guys get new uniforms every year? Do you have to use the same uniforms? How does all that work?
The school does uniform budgets, on a
Okay.
rotation. We got to
Is
the
it every
point,
5 years?
Yes.
So it's very similar to the football uniforms.
Yeah, all the sports are on the same rotation.
Okay.
We got to the point last year where I had some seniors who had been with me for 4 years. They were my first group, my first year coaching when they were freshmen. So
Yeah.
I wanted to do something nice for them, and we had these really old, ratty uniforms. So
Well, after the 4 years, I'm sure they are.
and these were from even before, and so
Oh.
we it wasn't our turn in the rotation, but we went ahead and fundraised and bought our own Nike branded uniforms. So
Oh,
we got
wow.
brand new ones last year. It was self-supported. We raised the money and bought them ourselves. So we still have those. So there's not a huge.
Will you pass them down, or do those kids?
We use
get
the
to
same
keep
ones
them?
every year.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
they
they
gotta give
will
them back.
pass those down.
Oh yeah.
I thought, well, maybe since it was so special, they got to keep it or something.
They're not that
Or if
lucky.
they're setting some school
No.
record, you
No.
might be like, you can keep that.
No, I get all the uniforms back.
You better make sure
Yes.
you get them back,
Yeah.
right? Or else you'll be buying them every year.
That's true.
All right, Coach, thank you so much for joining
you.
us. It's been a pleasure to meet you, and I look forward to coming to my first Madison Central Track and
You'll be
Field
welcome.
event.
That'd be great.
Yeah, it'll be awesome. All right, we'll be right back, and we're going to have 4 young student athletes with us, and we can't wait to talk to them. We'll be right back.
Hello everyone, I'm Madison County School Superintendent Elmer Thomas, and I want to thank you for watching Madison County School Sports Television.
Follow Madison County School Sports Television on Twitter. or like us on Facebook, MCS TV. And of course, watch all of our videos on YouTube. This program is sponsored by Jack Burford Chevrolet, State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goebel, Luxury Pets in Richmond, Equipment Sales and Rentals, Lexington, Tatum Enterprises, Neil Burns Fitness Center, 305 Jerry Lane, ScenicCabin.com, Richmond Tourism, Time Warner Cable, Madison County Schools, First Gear, Pro Signs, Faith Created Assembly of God Church, and Rosenbaum Communications.
According to the Centers for Disease Control, the definition of binge drinking is having 5 drinks over the course of 2 hours. When done excessively, this may eventually lead to memory loss, unwanted pregnancy and sexually transmitted diseases, cancer, excessive vomiting, alcohol poisoning, and possibly death.
Nathan, can you hear me?
If you don't want to swallow any of this, chances are the next tube you put in your mouth won't be a good time. For more information on binge drinking, please visit the Centers for Disease Control website at www.cdc.gov.
Oh, there you go. You got time. Go right.
Welcome back to MadisonCountySchoolSports.com. I'm Samantha Burford, and I have 4 lovely student athletes with me today. And I'm telling you, these are some very strong, powerful, and let me just preface it by saying, smart student athletes, okay? Very smart student athletes. We're going to start down here on my left. Marissa, tell us your name. Tell us, well, we all know that they're seniors, and I just said Marissa, but give us your full name. Give us what special event you love to do, and tell us, do you have aspirations to possibly do this collegiately?
Okay, I'm Marissa Stewart. My best event is the triple jump, but I do pretty much all the jumps and some sprints too, and I'm definitely going to collegiately continue track next year. So.
And you have a GPA of?
Like 4.12.
Listen, we got some very smart women, and you also play soccer as well.
Yeah,
I heard. So we got some fantastic athletes. I'm super proud of you girls, and even though we just met, they're incredible. So let's keep going.
My name is Megan Clemens. I'm a shot put and discus thrower.
Okay.
And I'm not supposed to pick favorites, but if I have to pick a favorite, it's shot put, which didn't turn out that great this year because I ended up ranking higher in discus than shot put.
How does that work? Sometimes it just comes out that way.
Sometimes it just happens. But I'm going to UK on a full ride diversity and academic scholarship.
That's incredible. These women just graduated from Madison Central last night, so we totally appreciate you guys being with us, because I'm sure you're still celebrating, right? You guys probably had lots of family over and said, oh, listen, I got to go be on television. Project graduation, that's right. Now, what was your GPA?
I had a 3.489.
That's incredible. You guys are fantastic. All right, let's keep going.
I'm Anna Knox, and I basically focus on distance running. My favorite event's the 800-meter run, and I'm going to Moorhead on a full academic scholarship.
And your GPA?
4.12.
See, they're embarrassed by this GPA somehow. I don't know why. All right, let's go.
My name is Brittany Campbell, and I specialize in triple jump, but I also did long jump and high jump. And I'm going to U of L for a academic scholarship, and my GPA is 3.46.
You guys are incredible. Does anybody want to start off by telling us, Did you love the region meet, the state meet? I know your answer. You're going to love the state meet, okay? We'll get to her in a second, but how about any of the rest of you? What was there a favorite track meet, indoor, outdoor? What was your favorite?
Mine was definitely the region meet because I really needed to get second. Personally, I needed to get second to go to state. And I started triple jump in the middle of junior year, and it became my best event. And so I really wanted to get second, and on my last jump, I got second place by 2 inches. And
2
so
inches.
it was a really big celebration there.
Absolutely. What made you your junior year decide, okay, I'm going to try this triple jump?
Lenore told me to try triple jump.
Is that what coaches are for or what?
Yep.
He said you're going to try it, and you're glad he did,
Yeah,
now, right?
I'm so glad, yes.
Wow, that's incredible. Okay, what's your favorite moment?
I'd have to say the region meet too. I got my best times that meet, and I kind of feel like the team is just like all together at that meet. It's just a lot more fun than any of the other ones.
Yeah. All right.
Mine's probably state. At region, I actually was beat out of first place by a couple of inches by my arch nemesis from another school. But then I came back at the state meet and beat her by over 8 places. So
That's revenge, isn't
plus,
it?
where I'm a captain over the shot put and discus, I got to take my protege Raven Kane with me, and she did so well. I was really proud of her at the state meet. So.
Oh, girls are all sweet. All right, Marissa, we know it's got to be the state meet for you. Tell us why.
Well, I finally won state this year in the triple jump, so that was pretty big for me. But I mean, region was really awesome too because I finally broke 17 feet in the long jump, so that's a really big PR for me. But yeah, and state was pretty fun just because it wasn't really stressful. It was like Megan said Brittany said at region and triple jump. It took my last jump, and then I had to wait for her to go to and do her last jump, and I got her by I think like 7 inches, and it was really fun, and I was really happy. So,
what a good way to end your senior year, right? On top, it's got to be great. You've got a school record, right? Who else has a school record? Anybody? Just Marissa? That's incredible. I mean, you got to be extremely happy. And I know Coach has to be extremely proud of all of you guys. And where are the guys, speaking of? They're not with us, see?
I think they're still celebrating.
They're
They're still celebrating from last
Slacking
night,
at the
right?
lake.
At the lake, that's right. And they did invite you girls to go with them?
We
They're
wouldn't
not
have won
smart.
anyway.
You wouldn't have gone?
No.
No. All right, well, how about it? So, anybody going to come back next year, cheer on your teammates?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Anybody like that you want to see continue to do well, maybe break your record, or is that a weird, touchy subject?
Do you ever really want to break your record?
Yeah, really. I mean, because you know, a lot of sports they get excited, they root on their team, and they know it's going to get broken eventually. So, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I think it'd be awesome if we had another kid come through and like break my record. I mean, of course, I want to keep
You want to
it.
keep it as long as you can,
But,
right?
yeah, I mean, I wish everyone else the best of luck. But.
Yeah. So you all will come back. I know
Yeah,
you'll be
definitely.
busy studying. Lots of studying. Tell your parents, yes, and studying. Anything else before we go off the air? Well, I know your coach is super proud of you girls, and we're proud of you at MadisonCountySchoolSports.com. I know your athletic director and all the principals, your teachers, the whole staff have to be extremely excited. You girls are not only fantastic student athletes, but super smart as well. What about it? So that's incredible. So thank you girls for being with us. We very much appreciate it. You giving up your post graduation with us. We really appreciate it. And thank you for watching MadisonCountySchoolSports.com. I'm Samantha Burford, and we'll see you again soon.
This program is sponsored by JACKE Burford Chevrolet, State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goebel, Luxury Pets in Richmond, Equipment Sales and Rentals, Lexington, Tatum Enterprises, Neil Burns Fitness Center, 305 Jerry Lane, ScenicCabin.com, Richmond Tourism, Time Warner Cable, Madison County Schools, First Gear, ProSigns, Faith Created Assembly of God Church, and Rosenbaum Communications. MCS TV and Madison County Schools Sports.com present your look at local school sports.
Oh, there you go. You got time. Go right.
Taylor goes up and under. Nice.
Hello everyone, I'm Madison County Schools Superintendent Elmer Thomas, and I want to thank you for watching Madison County Schools Sports Television.
Follow Madison County School Sports Television on Twitter, or like us on Facebook, MCS TV, and of course, watch all of our videos on YouTube.